Running backs are severely overrated when it comes to winning football games. Now, a lot of people are going to push back on this. A lot of people are going to say running backs are undervalued, they're underpaid, and I disagree. They might be underpaid due to them not having long careers, but we can touch on that in a different video. I'm specifically referencing their ability to help you win football games. And a lot of people look at the top running backs: Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, CMC when he was healthy. They'll look at these top running backs and they'll say, okay, look, all the good running backs are on the best teams, so you need a good running back to win football games. And all the teams that would have a lot of rushing yards, the Ravens, the Eagles, Washington, but that's mostly from Jaden Daniels. All these teams with good run games and good running backs, they win a lot of football games. But it's kind of reverse engineered, because when you are winning football games, you're going to be running the ball more in general in the second, third, fourth quarter. You're going to be running the ball more on first and second down. And it's such a reverse engineered way to do things, to say, okay, well, the teams that win a lot run the ball. Well, they run the ball because they're winning. And I'm not saying that running the ball is irrelevant. Obviously, you have to have some sort of, deterrent from teams dropping 8 guys into coverage or having 4 out, past the tackles to just rush the passer. You have to have a running back in the backfield. What I'm saying is the difference between the best running back, the Saquon Barkley, and the 16th running back, Chase Brown, I don't think it's determinative. I don't think swapping those running backs, I think Chase Brown with the Eagles, they would have been pretty much the same. I think Saquon Barkley on the Bengals, I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley, maybe they make the playoffs. I think it's a 1-game difference at max. And, if you win a Super Bowl, obviously 1-game difference could be you losing a playoff game, obviously. But I don't think that these running backs are determinative. I don't think they're winning and losing you games. I think the majority of what is needed in the NFL is a strong passing attack. I think the screen game, the short game, bubble screens, jet sweeps, RPO, read option, I think for the most part, most teams, that can get the job done to kind of supplement your run game. And at the end of the day, look, if you've got someone in the backfield, even if he's a bad running back, you can't really leave a light box. If they've got 6 blockers and you've got 4 down linemen and 7 guys deep in coverage, anybody can pick up a chunk play, 7, 8, 15 yards. So every defense to a degree has to respect the run game. It's not like you can ever just say, bad running back, we can just all drop into coverage and not have to worry at all. The only time you can really do that is when it's a 3rd and long, and they're throwing the ball anyway, so that's when you need the good quarterback. I think I would say running back is probably the least important position on your football team, besides maybe I'd say even probably the punter. I don't know. The special teams gets a little weird in terms of, is a punter or a kicker? I mean, they do score. The kicker scores the most points on the team, so you could definitely argue that they're more valuable. But I would say, honestly, if I had to pick, if you're pick one position that is going to be the worst in the NFL and you need to win a Super Bowl, I would go running back. I think you could make an argument it's middle linebacker, but even those guys drop into coverage. They rush the passer, they stop the run. They impact multiple levels. Fred Warner impacts everything in that defense. Maybe you could say safety, but nowadays safeties are getting super involved as well, and they're just kind of small linebackers. You could maybe argue a tight end on offense. I still think tight ends. I mean, would you rather have Brock Bowers or a Saquon Barkley? I'd probably rather have Brock Bowers for winning football games. I don't know. Maybe this is a hot take, but I would say running backs are probably the least important to have elite ones, and they are the least detrimental to have the worst ones.